my shit lately. Running up a bag, I need my chips, baby. Never let a bitch play me. She just wanna smash, but this dick ain't free. I be on the road tryna lock it in. Talking on the phone when I'm clocking in.
What's up? What's going on? How you doing? Welcome back to the Hotel Chronicles. I'm Nate Dogg, your host. Today we're gonna jump ahead. We'll get back to the childhood stories. I want to make it a little more interesting, so I'm gonna jump ahead. So I'm in the hotel room, obviously, but this is more of a prison story, or more of a incarceration story. So I'm 19 back in, what's this, 93, and I catch a robbery, armed robbery, and they sentence me to a year, right? They say, okay, boom, go off to the branch. Being the fact that in my county, if you a blood, you go to what they call the honor side, right? Being that I'm from Del Paso Heights, they send me to the honor side. So I'm on the honor side in the dorm areas instead of the lockdown side, right? I'm doing my time, whatever. So they give me a job, right? They say, you want to work in the bakery? I'm like, yeah, because I was like on a landscaping crew job, like dorm. Every dorm had different job. Every dorm you were in had different jobs for those dorms. Like if you worked in the canteen, you lived in the medical dorm, in M dorm. If you worked in the kitchen at all, you lived in K dorm. If you worked on the grounds crew, you lived in G dorm. And you worked in medical, I think you lived in medical dorm too. But and then people who didn't have no job or nothing lived in, H dorm. I think H dorm was the wood pile, and J dorm was the entry dorm where everybody came in first. It's the first place you went. So I'm in G dorm, no job at the time. And then it was like, hey, you want to go to a grounds crew and you want to go work in the kitchen. They need a spot over there. Like, yeah. So they put me in the K dorm and put me in the bakery, right? So we in the bakery working. I'm learning how to roll up cinnamon rolls, cut them down a line, cook them. I learned a little skill there. I've never used it, but I learned it, right? So one day we coming out, we gotta go out for the pat down, all that. But we don't usually go for a pat down when we leave out of work. This day they stop us, right? And they got us all outside lined up against the thing, right? And it's this white guy in there. White guy's name is Gilligan, right? Funny. His name is really Gilligan. His nickname is Gilligan. Tall, white dude, goofy, right? So we all lined up outside. He in there still, in the little section right there with the sheriff, right? And it's not politics, but it's still racial stuff, right? So we sitting out there, we looking. Then the sheriff come out, and he walked right to the youngster. They had us all lined up because there was some chocolate, a brick of chocolate missing out of the bakery. He walked right up to the youngster and said, "Give me the chocolate." Give me the chocolate. What you mean? Strip out. Strip out. Youngster had it saran wrapped to the inside of his thigh, right? You gotta do what you gotta do. He could have sold that to a person coming in kicking drugs. Got that big old solid brick of chocolate, especially if you're kicking heroin, I believe. They want that sweets. So we all like, ooh. So we go back to the dorm. Boom, boom, boom. They just rolled him up, right? They gonna get a write up. But now there's the issue for the young white boy they got caught and his little crimey that's always with him. That it appears that Gilligan told on y'all, right? So we kind of go back, shower up, go out to the yard. There's a big yard, so it's a courtyard where the canteen and everything is, and the library and the barbershop, all that's right here. Then you go out the gate and there's the big yard with the basketball court, the baseball field, all that's out there in the track. So I walk out, I'm going to walk out, I'm going to the barbershop, right, at first. And I'm just hanging out, chopping it up, da-da-da-da-da. the little white boy that got caught, he comes to the door. Hey, Nate, hey, let me holler at you, bro. I'm like, what's up? He like, hey, man, we gonna get on Gilligan, man. I'm like, you should. You should. Remember, I'm 19 at the time. I don't know nothing about prison politics. I don't know nothing about none of that, right? I'm like, you should. You really should, right? So I stand back and I tell the homies, hey, watch this, right? So we sitting back, we watching, and they call Gilligan over. He was on the yard, on the baseball, by the baseball, but the blind spot's right inside the gate to the left. That's where the blind spot's at, the grass right there. So they call him over there, and Gilligan's on some. And the two white boys that was finna get on him was lightweight little dudes, right? Kind of scary, but whatever. Y'all down to do it, right? So I'm leaning on the thing. Gilligan walk over there, and they just talking to him. You know, like I ain't do nothing. Y'all can't tell me nothing. On some lightweight bully stuff, right? I look at the homie. I said, man, hey, screw this, man. Walked over there. I said, check this out, man. Use a rat, and I fired on him. Boom. Broke his nose, right? He dropped to his knees. When he dropped to his knees, the two youngsters got on him, and I just walked off. Fast forward. I'm back. I go in my dorm. That night, I'm in the dorm. Somebody come out there. Hey, Nate. Hey, it's a white boy out there want to holler at you. Sandy. Go out. I see this big white boy, like in shape. I don't know him. You know what I mean? I don't know him, but I know who he is. I heard of him, right? He like basically they shot caller. If they had shot callers in there, right? His name was Mighty Whitey, right? There are two lightning bolts behind his ear. I still remember to this day. I push out there. I'm like, what's happening? He like, hey, yo, I just want to come talk to you real quick. Talk to me about what? He like, I heard you got involved in a basically a removal. He didn't say removal at that time, but he was like, I heard you got involved with some work the youngsters was doing on one of my people. I'm like, oh, you mean when I punched the rat? And dude, like, and I look and he got like 5, 6 white boys with him, right? I'm like, so what that mean? What y'all come over here for? What's happening? And he like, oh no, it ain't like that, man. I just, want to know what happened. I said, what happened is he's a rat and I got off on him. So y'all sticking up for rats now? What's happening? Oh no, it ain't like that, bro. It ain't like that. I said, yeah, okay. I'm not knowing that like 10 of the homies heard dudes say there's a white boy out there. Look for me. Everybody know that I fired on the white boy out there. Like 10 of the homies came out the door behind me and they standing behind me. I'm not paying attention to them because I'm focused on this dude, Mighty Whitey, right? So they standing out there like, that type of energy, right? Like, yeah, what's happening? Yeah, what we doing? Right? So I turn around, I see the homies, what's happening with blood? All right. I ain't worried about them dudes, man. We can do whatever, whenever, however. You know what I mean? So I go back in the dorm. Boom. Fast forward, right? To 1990, no, to 2000. Fast forward. Now remember, that was 93. So fast forward 7 years. Boom. Right? Hold on. 7 years later. Let's go. I'm in Corcoran Shoe. I'm walking in. And I'm walking in. And I'm about to go up to the stairs. I'm about to go in the cell with the homeboy Pop, right? And I hear somebody on the bottom tier say, Nate. Hey, Nate, is that you? Like, yeah. What's happening? We been doing too much talking. I'm like, yeah, what's happening? I walk up the stairs, and I see it's a white boy, kind of swole. Like, I didn't recognize him at the moment, though. We got the honeycomb doors. I really couldn't recognize him. Go up the stairs, boom, boom, boom. Getting the stairs. He was below me in the cells. So anybody who's been in Corcoran Shoe will tell you that the wire where you put your so in Corcoran Shoe, you don't actually have a plug on the wall. What you have to do is the guards go inside the little sally port thing right outside the mechanical thing to get to your toilet and they get to your plug and they'll open a little hole that's in your wall, metal hole, and you got to stick your cord through the hole. They push it back with a little slot in it that locks the cord in there, and they plug it in on the inside right there. But that like catacomb or whatever you want to call it, if you talk into that hole, you could talk to all 4 cells, just like the vents in New Folsom. But in Corcoran, they didn't have events like that. Not in the shoe. Well, not in my cell. I don't know if anybody else. But you could talk into that hole, right? So I hear, and to get somebody's attention, you tap on the hole, like, because it's metal. So you tap on it, ding, ding, ding. Hey, what's up, man? And everybody talks quietly in there, right? Nobody talks loud because of the honeycomb door. You don't want everybody in the conversation. So I'm like, yo. No, he's like, hey, I don't remember my cell. But he said my cell number. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, Nate. Hey, Nate. I'm like, what's that? And my cellie like, oh, that's whoever downstairs. They know you? I was like, I think so. Somebody said my name when I walked in. I go to the thing. I'm like, hey, what's popping? He like, now remember, I had already had a celly before this, so I'd been in the shoe for a minute, but I'll tell you that story later. That was the celly I had when I got in. If you guys watch my channel, when the two Southerners tried to rush me on the tier, this is when I moved into another cell finally, right? So I'm on the speaker. I'm on the thing. I'm like, yeah, what's happening? He like, yeah, you don't remember me, huh? I'm like, nah, bro, who was this? He's like, man, this is fucking Gilligan, man. Gilligan. Okay. What's happening with you, man? Oh, you don't fucking remember? You broke my fucking nose in the branch. Yeah. I'm gonna get you when I catch you. I'm gonna get you when I'm catching you. And I looked at Papa right. I'm like, all right, man. Because first of all, we're not gonna do no soldiering. I'm not finna do no wolfing to somebody through a hole in the wall in a shoe where I don't come out the cell, period, without handcuffs on. What am I gonna wolf at you for? When I see you, I'm gonna handle my business. When you see me, you should be trying to handle your business. If not, I don't know what we're doing here. But now that you said that on the whole, when I see you, I'm gonna handle my business, right? Boom. So, like 3 days later, right? He come up to share some shower, right? Walk by and he walked by my door. So I'm at the door, but then I step back, right? Because like I told you, we got honeycomb, and I don't want you spitting on me, nothing like that, right? So I step back when he come to walk by my door, and he looking all in, and I'm just looking at him like, calm. I'm not gonna say nothing crazy, not reckless. And you walking with a police escort, right? Mexican cop, right? Gomez. Yeah. So, and he talking crap, right? He like, yeah, in word. Yeah, I can't wait to catch you. It ain't gonna be like it was 7 years ago. I'm just back there like this. And the officer, the guard's like, he's like, just shut up, man. He's telling dude, just shut up, man. He's locked in a cell. You locked in a cell. You can't do nothing. Like, yeah, well, I'm gonna do something. Watch. Watch, Nate Dogg. Watch. I'm gonna get you. I look at my celly. I'm like, it's on some J Cash shit, bruh. Like, man, don't even bite into that, man. When you see him, you already know what you gotta do. Bad. So they come out the shower, right? And he's still wolfing. But now he walking on the inside, right? He walking on the inside closer to my door. And so I get closer to the door because I know he cuffed up. And I got a piece of paper just in case he hops one. I'm going to just throw it up real quick, right? Because now I'm lightweight, like, yeah, I want you to see my face. Don't forget what I look like now. That was 7 years ago. I ain't got no hair no more. I'm bald headed now. Yeah, make sure you get a good look, right? Get by the door. He like, yeah, nigga, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you when I catch you, nigga. That, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he looking back while he talking. Now the stairs, like here's my door. The stairs is right there. And he looking back while he talking crap. Blah, blah, blah. He's in shower shoes. Wet shower shoes at that. He wasn't paying attention to his first step. So he went to take the first step, but he's still looking back and he missed it. Now the guard is supposed to be holding your arm and escorting you. But I got a feeling, I can't prove it, and I'm not accusing this man of nothing. I got a feeling he let him go on purpose. Because the guard had his arm when he was walking by, and then when he missed that slip, the guard let him go, and he tumbled down the stairs. Boom, 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 boom. Dislocated his shoulder. Pop. Screaming at the bottom of the stairs, face leaking, all that. So that just goes to tell you, man, cell soldiering, running your mouth, selling wolf tickets, all that is not necessary, man. Do what I did when I felt like you was a problem, and I just got off. We're not gonna keep going back and forth. If you're gonna do something, just do it, man. And I'm gonna do what I can do, or you're gonna do what you're gonna finish me, or I'm gonna do what I gotta do. It only goes two ways. If you don't say nothing else, man, if you don't do nothing else, man, stay loyal. Stay tuned to my videos. I hope you like the videos. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Please leave a comment, share my stuff, man, and stay tuned, man. Got a lot more coming, man.